Hey, what's up everyone? This is Maze and welcome to round 16 of the Global Gamers Invitational. This game is going to be a PvZ between the players KiwiKaKi and oGs. And what is very exciting to note is that these players are spawned right next to each other, so this is going to be a very lively game, at least I hope, because this rush distance is pretty short, so I would definitely love to see some early play in this game. Before we go any further, I would just like to thank our sponsors, iFixit, SCVs for the real world, Esports United, The Handsome Nerd, iCCupTV, and TeamLiquid.net. Alright, so as we see, KiwiKaKi is going for this bottom pylon right here, and what you will see Protoss players do sometimes is you can actually build a gateway right here and you can block pretty well against any kind of Zergling run by. So this is kind of an interesting position. I'm gonna love to see what exactly he decides to do here with this pylon. A little bit of an unconventional play, but I have been seeing this a little bit more often in high-level matches. So the Overlord is now scouting this base. He sees exactly where his opponent is, and by doing this, also KiwiKaKi realizes that oGs must be right next to him because this Overlord would not have made it in time. So right now, we see that he is just pumping probes. He has not decided to throw down any early gateway, so he is already at 14 supply, and he has not made anything except for a pylon. So right now his probe is moving out. What is he going to be making? I'm assuming it's a gateway. The gateway is right there. So yeah, he has just enough energy field right here so that he can have a nice little block. So when you are fighting against Zerg, it's always great to build your base in a way that makes as many funnels as possible, because that is the best way to deal with the mass of units and Zerglings and try to avoid run-bys and such. So base defense is crucial when you're playing against Protoss. And here's this annoying little probe trying to deny the Zerg player an expansion. But he did go for the early pull, as he should, because these guys are cross-spawned. He doesn't want to do anything too risky, and he is popping out 2 coins. Yeah, that was just a mistake there. So I wonder if we are going to see a fast hatchery from oGs, but I'm actually not too sure what to expect at the moment. Looking at what's in production, there is another gateway being produced, 2 Zealots being produced right now, so there are 4 Lings on the map, and there is the hatchery. It is going to go down for sure. So the Lings were out there to try to move this probe back, and that's exactly what happened. At least KiwiKaKi was able to save his probe, and 2 Zealots are being chrono boosted out, so we are seeing double gate play right now against this fast expansion. So oGs is going to be in a tight spot to defend against this. Usually if you go one base play against Protoss against a double gate, you can hold it off pretty well, but if you decide to invest 300 minerals in an early hatchery like this, it can be a lot more difficult. So let's see how oGs decides to deal with this push right here. He does have a sizable amount of Zerglings, so I think KiwiKaKi is going to have to wait for some more Zealots to be produced, and that's exactly what we see. We even see a kind of an early forge here, so might we even see some kind of cannon push from KiwiKaKi, or are we just going to see some strategic base defense in case some Zerglings run by? There will be a cannon there to defend, so I would like to see what he does with that forge, maybe even some early upgrades, because upgrades in 1v1 are essential. So right now there is a little bit of a Zealot wall right here, and oGs is not going to be able to get through here, so very well constructed base. It even looks like he can get through there, and he was able to catch a Ling because of that. So KiwiKaKi, very good base defense right here. So actually he is going for early upgrades, chrono boosting that out. So he pretty much just mined enough gas to have strong Zealots. So this is going to be an interesting play. But as we do know right here, the hatchery is up, so spines are most likely going to be produced. So I'm not sure if this very heavy Zealot play is going to go out in KiwiKaKi's favor in the early game, but it might. He is throwing down an expansion right now, so really both these players are kind of even on tech and economy. Obviously the Zerg player is a little bit ahead, but right now they are just pretty much sticking to a 2-base play with some static D and just basic infantry units. So here come the Zerglings right now, and they are just trying to move around and keep these Zealots at bay right now. So oGs is doing a good job keeping up the map control. KiwiKaKi really doesn't have much of an idea of what oGs is going, unless he is using this probe to pop his head in and out. So yeah, he does know that there is a hatchery down here, but other than that, he doesn't see if there's any defense, how saturated it might be, or if there's any tier 2 tech going on. But we do see that there are roaches, so oGs going the correct unit that he should be at the moment. Since KiwiKaKi only has those zealots, roaches are going to be a very good play against this. And these zealots are moving out. They don't see the zerglings unless he's just trying to force oGs back to his base, which is I think what he might be doing here. And this base is perfectly defended. So yeah, KiwiKaKi realizes he might as well go full force and charge on this base because he has very good base defense set up. And these zerglings are trying to delay as much as possible while those spines are hopefully going to be thrown out. But it doesn't look like it. I think instead we are going to see some roach play. So there's the pro poking his head in, trying to see what he's going to be engaging. Here come the zealots. There are a couple of roaches and a queen on the field right now. Zealots are charging in on this, and zerglings are coming to reinforce the position right now. Will KiwiKaKi have enough to defeat this force? He is splitting the zealots on, trying to kill a roach, but the roach is doing a good job keeping the zealots at bay. One roach does go down, and there are a lot of zealots down on the field right now. Almost all of the zerglings are dead. The zerglings have been terminated, and the zealots are encroaching on this queen. The queen does manage to stay alive. Those roaches definitely saved this attack because the zealots just are not strong enough to take out the roaches by themselves. He really needs to get some stalkers, which is exactly what we see right now. So both players right now are in a fairly even exchange. Actually, it looks like more zealots were lost than zerglings or roaches. So KiwiKaKi a little bit behind, but looking at the income, KiwiKaKi is a little bit behind as well, so he's definitely going to need to step up his tech if he's going to want to keep this harassment going. And as we see oGs, very aggressive expansion right here. He realizes he is a little bit ahead in the game, and so he feels comfortable throwing down this expansion right here. It would not be wise for KiwiKaKi to go and try to go for a push right now, so oGs feels very comfortable to try and secure the map as much as he can. And he was building a hatchery, decided to cancel it. I guess he feels like he doesn't really need the 4th hatchery this early on. He might not have the economy to match it. Chrono boosting out warp gates as well as sentries. Let's see what tech KiwiKaKi is deciding to go towards, and it seems like it's really just going to be a gateway game. He does have the +1 attack right now, and he is going for shields as well, so I think we are just going to see basic gateway units. I'm curious to see. He's probably going to get a Twilight console to upgrade these units, maybe get some charge, but I would probably guess that he is going to go Blink first. Maybe even go some High Templar eventually after that Twilight console, because it doesn't look like he is going to be committing to Colossus anytime soon. And it looks like that the Roach play, it's going to be a Roach Hydra game for oGs. That is what it seems to be going on right now. He is upgrading those Roaches, and he's going to be producing Hydralisks very soon. This expansion is up and running. No heavy saturation on this yet, but I'm sure that will be soon to change. And KiwiKaKi moving out, he does have this 6-gate expansion build going on, so he feels pretty comfortable. He does have a sizable amount of sentries to try and block off and secure his forces as much as he can. And right now it looks like oGs really doesn't have the force to match this. We see that he's just lost an Overlord, but I don't really see where the rest of his force is. Looking at the force, it looks like he has 18 Zerglings, and there we are. That's what's being built right now. So he was using up some of his food with the units being built. He has 7 Hydralisks right now. So this army, what KiwiKaKi has against the Zerg force is probably not going to be enough to deal with this. And there are a couple of Stalkers that are going to get trapped here, and this is going to be a tough play for KiwiKaKi to get out of. Is he going to be able to split this force and find a good position for him to go to? I'm not sure. The Zerglings are poaching on this position. He does manage to trap a couple of units. Great play by KiwiKaKi. He was able to trap a lot of these Zerg units here and whittle down the force. Excellent, excellent use of the force field and the sentry, so he was actually able to pretty much even this out. So that is a lot of Stalkers right now for oGs to deal with. He's gonna need to produce some more Zerglings, and that's exactly what we see. Some more Zerglings and some more Hydralisks being produced. Those units are already out, so KiwiKaKi might be overextending himself, but he just sees that this 3rd expansion is up now. In reaction to that, he has just thrown up his Nexus as well, and a Zergling was waiting there in place to harass this spot. So looks like oGs was anticipating to even up the ante, that KiwiKaKi would try to even up the ante on the economic game and build a Nexus, so he did have a little bit of success there. I believe he killed 1 probe, and this Stalker is going to get caught. These Zerglings are just going to town on this guy. Oh my god, they're such bullies. He might be able to take down at least 1 Zergling, but no, he's not really clicking them correctly. He was able to get 2 down on Fast Life, and oGs spotting this moving this Overlord. I'm not sure for what reason, maybe just to get some more scouting in. But this Overlord might go down as well. So yeah, as a Zerg player, it's just so easy to scout. You just fly an Overlord in and pretty much sacrifice him if you need to and see exactly what you're going to be up against. And it's especially easy because they are in this cross position. It doesn't take very long to see what the player's going. This observer sees exactly what OGS has units wise, and it looks like that OGS is trying to outmatch KiwiKaKi on the upgrades because he did get a little bit of a head start here. So